Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you how you can build a job board website from scratch. Now the solution that we're going to use today is the most comprehensive one available on the market, as you can customize literally any aspect of your website using dynamic content. Now for your convenience, I will add the timestamps as well, so you can go from one step to the other very easily. Okay, so let's get started with step number 1, hosting and domain name registration. Okay guys, so the very first step is to take care of our hosting and domain name registration. So for this, simply click on the very first link in the description below where it says get hosting here. Now it's important that you use that link because it will bring you to a co-branded page that we have with Hostinger, which will give you access to 75% discount. And if you use the coupon code MrWeb at checkout, you'll get an extra 10% discount on top. So simply click on this link here. And this is going to bring you to this page. And again, this is a co-branded page that we have with Hostinger. So special prices, obviously, no special discount. If you scroll down the page, you'll find different plans. So as you can see, start from only $2.99 per month. Next one up is $3.99. And then the cloud startup is $9.99. So what's the difference between those three? Well, basically is the performances and the speed. So as you can see, this one is standard performance, this one is up to 5 times faster, and this one up to 10 times faster. So now it depends on the amount of resources that you need. If you're only running one website, this one is absolutely fine. Now, if you're running multiple websites and also maybe e-commerce website, you might want to consider either this one or this one, depending on the amount of traffic and visitors that you're expecting every month. And also with Hostinger, you get a lot of free stuff. You know, you get free SSL certificate, free email, and also a free domain name. These options normally are paid with most web hosting companies, so in this case you get those for free as well. And if you go for the business plan here, you get free CDN as well, Content Delivery Network. Now obviously they provide you with daily backup and weekly backup. As you can see, the entry level here is weekly backup, so they will back up your website once a week. If you go for the $3.99 one, you'll get a daily backup as well. So every day you have a full backup of your website. So feel free to select any of those plans. You can start with the $2.99 one and you can always upgrade to the next one up later down the line if you need more resources. So let's get started with this one here. So click on Add to Cart. And from here, you're going to select your billing cycle. So as you can see, it goes from 12 months to 48 months. So obviously, the longer your billing cycle, the more you're going to save. As you can see, it's $2.99 per month, but here you're going to save $432. Here, $216, and right here, $108. So what does that mean exactly? Well, basically, if you lock in your price at $2.99 for a year, after that, you will renew at $9.99. If you select 24 months, you will renew at $7.99, and 48 months, you will renew at $6.99. So basically for 4 years, you're going to pay $2.99 per month instead of $6.99. So feel free to select any of those. So let's continue on with the 48 months deal here, okay? So we scroll down the page, you can create your account, you select your payment method, and right here, we have a quick overview of how much it's going to cost you. So as you can see here, the normal price should be $707 down to $176. So this is a massive saving, isn't it? Now I also have a coupon code for you. So here, type in MrWeb. So there you go. And as you can see, the normal price $176.53, including taxes. Now let's apply this. And as you can see, now it's only $158.88. So that means that you get to enjoy a massive discount of 78%. And then after this, proceed to checkout. And now you can log into your account. So let's do this together. So simply enter your email address and password and let's log in. So this is your Hostinger dashboard. And right here on top, as you can see, you can claim your free domain. So for this, let's click on Claim Domain. And right there, you're going to type the domain name that you want to register. So for instance, your domain name, okay? And then select your extension. As you can see, you have .in for India, .me for personal websites, .com, this is the most popular one, obviously. You also have .net, .xyz, .help, .host. So select the one that suits your type of business. So let's go ahead with .com as an example here. And then we're going to check the availability. So let's click on this. And as you can see, this one is already taken. So you might have to look for a different variation of your domain name. So in our case here, we're just going to try to register Learn with MrWeb, okay? As a .com. So again, let's check the availability. So this one is available. So we're going to claim our domain, okay? So let's do this together. So let's claim our domain. And then by law, you have to enter your details here, obviously, you know, because you have to know who's registering the domain name. So let's click on the next step. So I'm going to fill this out very quickly. So there you go. And now finish registration. Very good. So now let's click continue. Very good. As I can see, the email verification is pending at the moment. So basically go to your mailbox and click on the link that's inside that email. So I've done that already. So now we can refresh. Very good. As you can see, now it's active and verified as well. Now we can set up our server. So we go back home here. So depending on which plan you purchase, maybe premium, business or cloud, you will see one of those sections here. Okay. So when it's not set up yet, you will have a button like this one just next to it. So again, it could be premium, business or cloud. Either of those is absolutely fine, you know. So now click on setup. Now we're going to click on start now. And right here, you're going to go through a few different questions. It's like a setup wizard, basically, you know, to help you set up your hosting. So as you can see, I have a few questions here. What are you creating the website for? So you can select either of those, or you can skip altogether. I would advise that you skip this one altogether, you know. Right here, what are you going to do? Are you going to create a new website or migrate a website? Well, in our case, we're going to create a new website. So select this. So do you want to build this with AI or ourselves? Well, we're going to build this ourselves. So just skip this step altogether now. And you're going to select your domain. So normally it should show up automatically, but if you have more than one domain registered, you might click on the drop-down menu and select the one that you want to assign to this. And then click select. And now right here, you're going to select your server. So this should be normally the nearest either to you or to your target audience. So let's say if you're based in the United States, selling to people in the United States, well, you select either of those two here. But maybe you're based in the United States, maybe selling exclusively in Europe, in which case you might select one of those servers here, okay? So because we're based in Ireland here, we can select either Netherlands or maybe United Kingdom. So United Kingdom should be nearest. So let's click on this and now we click change. Very good. And now we're going to finish our setup. So as you can see, now it's taking care of everything. We can see the progress line. So now as you can see, it's installing the SSL certificate for us automatically. Very good. So we're done already. As you can see, well done. You are ready. So from here, you can either go and see your website. So we don't need that because we haven't built anything yet. So we're going to go back to our control panel. Okay, so let's click on manage site. There you go. And we're back to our dashboard now. So now from here, we're going to create an email address and also we're going to install WordPress on our server. So first, as you can see, it says free email setup is not finished. So let's click on the manage here. Very good. So as you can see, I've paid plans as well. I would go with the free one. Absolutely no problem with this, you know. So I'll click select. So let's create our email address. So maybe info@. You're going to enter your password and then a recovery email just in case. I'm just going to put hello@mrweb.tv. Okay. And now we're going to create our new account. And there you go. As you can see, we have a new email address now and you can access it using the webmail. So if you click on this, you can open this in a new tab. So this is your email address. Enter your password as well and click login. And there you go. As you can see, this is your mailbox, basically inbox and sent and spam and archive. So basically you can access all your emails immediately from here. And now we can go back to our dashboard. Okay. So from here, we're going to install WordPress. So right here, you have website, click on this, expand. And as you can see, you have WordPress and auto installer. This is the one we need to click on. Okay. So click on auto installer. And now for this type of project, we just need WordPress. We don't need WooCommerce. WooCommerce is an e-commerce platform. We just need WordPress on its own. So what we're going to do is click on this. So select. So first, let's enter the website title. So maybe learn with Mr. Web. Make sure the admin email is correct and then create a username and a password as well. Now we move to the next step. So right here, you can select if you want automatic updates or not. So it is advised to use this option here, update only to minor version, but that's really up to you. If you want to automatically update to the newest version, you can select this one here altogether. Again, that's really up to you. Okay. And then click install. And there you go, guys. You can see this is done already. So we have everything installed, you know, Lightspeed cache, object cache, SSL certificate. So now you can edit your website by clicking on this button here. So click on that, it will open up in a new tab and this will give us access to our WordPress dashboard. Excellent. So welcome to your WordPress dashboard. And now let's go to the front end and have a quick look. So if you hover on the title of your website here, visit site, right click, open in a new tab. Well, that's basically what our website looks like at the moment. So quite bare and not related to a job board at all. So what we need to do is to install a theme and all the necessary plugins. And for this, we are going to use the Crocoblock suite. As you can see, the ultimate toolkit for building websites with WordPress. So what is Crocoblock exactly? Well, if you scroll down, as you can see, you get access to 20 different Jet plugins, 200 widgets, and 60 plus templates. But most importantly is to build dynamic websites with no coding. So what does that mean exactly, dynamic websites? Well, we have custom post types, we have taxonomies, relations, option pages, forms and dynamic page templates, etc., etc. So it's all interlinked from your database into the front end, and you can bring dynamic images, dynamic terms, dynamic links, dynamic fields, dynamic tags, dynamic meta, and data store and dynamic functions. So all together, it's all interlinked from the database into the front end, and you don't need a single line of code. So let's address the price here for this solution. So if you go to solutions, you can see job board website. There it is. As you can see, this is labor time, dynamic job board website for Elementor, and it's all inclusive from just $199 per year. So there are two different ways of purchasing a Crocoblock. You can go on a yearly basis, like here, $199, and at the end of the year it will renew again, or you can go for the freelance lifetime. So personally, this is the one that we have ourselves here at $999 because it's unlimited project, and we built so many websites using Crocoblock. Now you could go with this one here if you're not going to pass this threshold of 500 projects. This might be sufficient for you. You can save a few dollars as well. Or again, like I said, you can go for the yearly basis if you want to try things out for just 1 year. $199, and that's you done anyways, you know. So if you are watching this between May the 21st to May the 29th, 2024, I have some good news for you because Crocoblock just turned 6. So this is their anniversary, and every year for their anniversary they offer 40% discount. So let me repeat that, 40% discount. Excellent. So once you have purchased any of those plans, we'll be able to install labor time on our website. So what we need to do basically is to log into your account, and then from your account you can download all these plugins. You can see they're all here. You have Jet Elements, Jet Tabs, Jet Reviews, but the one we need at the moment is called the Wizard. As you can see, Crocoblock Wizard. So find this one here, download this one, and then save. Okay, and now we can go back to our WordPress dashboard and we're going to install it. Okay, so for this we go to plugins, add new plugin, and then upload plugin, and then choose file and select the file we just downloaded. So there it is, should be called Crocoblock Wizard, and then open and install. And now we need to activate the plugin. Excellent. So welcome to Crocoblock Wizard. So click let's go now. And right here, they want to make sure that this is a genuine license. So you have to put your license key here. So where do you find it? If you go back to your account, if you scroll down here, you find the purchase details. And then if you click on view detail, it will reveal the license key here. Obviously, I'm not going to do that on screen for security reasons, but fetch that key. Okay, and then you go back here and enter it here, and then click get started. Excellent. As you can see now, this is fully activated, and I need to select the type of installation that you want. Do you want to install plugins or the full Crocoblock installation? In our case here, we want the full demo, obviously, you know, and then click install. And right here, you need to select your theme as well. So it will work with all sorts of themes, you know, like all the most popular ones, Blocksy, Ocean WP, Hello from Elementor themselves, GeneratePress, Astra, a very popular one, obviously, you know. But you can use Kava as well. Kava, that's their own theme from the same company that's running Crocoblock. So I would highly recommend you use this one unless you favor any of those. They will work the same way, guys, okay? It doesn't really matter. Now it's just more compatible, obviously, with Crocoblock. So I'm just going to go ahead with Kava, okay? So install. And right here, continue with parent theme or use child theme. I would highly recommend you select this one because if you make any changes, hard coding changes to your theme, that means that in the future, you'll still be able to run an update and it will not affect your theme, okay? So let's click continue now. Excellent. So as you can see, this is installing the theme, activating it, child theme. There you go. So this is done. And now we need to select our dynamic templates. As you can see, you have dynamic templates, design templates, and make sure you select dynamic templates here. And we're going to scroll down the page and find job board. That's the one here. Okay. And all we have to do now is simply click start installation. So now you need to install all these required plugins. So these are essential basically. And then you can add a few extra plugins if you wanted to. So as you can see, you have appointments, booking, maybe WooCommerce you want to install if you want to sell products and things like this, you know, in which case you can install JetFormBuilder as well. Now, depending on the type of projects you want to build, feel free to install any of them. At the moment, we only need those essential ones. And then we click continue. So demo content import. So append demo content to my existing content, replace my existing content with demo content. So in our case here, because this is a fresh new installation, we can just append the demo content to my existing content. Now, if you're using an existing website, or maybe you've run a few different installations already, you can use the replace feature here. But in our case, since this is a fresh new installation, append demo content, okay, and then continue, and there you go. So now it's going to start importing everything for us. Excellent. So this is done, and then continue. And right here, we have to regenerate the thumbnail. So this is going to take a little while. So what I'm going to do is to pause the video now, and I'll meet you guys again once this is completed. And there you go, guys. Congratulations. You're all set. So let's go back to the front end and let's have a quick refresh. Okay, let's see what it looks like now. Excellent. So here we have a search feature, 44 jobs available. You have the popular categories, featured jobs. You can load more if you wanted to as well. Then a few logos, and then the footer section here. Okay, very good. So let's go ahead and customize this now. So let's go about this step by step. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard here. I'm just going to click on dashboard. Okay, very good. So by the side here, you may have noticed there's a few different tabs that are not part of the WordPress installation. So you have jobs, vacancies, work experience, portfolio, and if you scroll down here, we even have apply for a job. So what are these exactly? Well, technically speaking, you have pages in WordPress, you also have posts, but either of those are basically posts. Okay, so these are custom because they're not part of the WordPress initial installation. So how can you create those and how can you customize them? For this, we are using JetEngine. So JetEngine is the plugin from Crocoblock that's basically creating all these different posts. As you can see, you can create different types of things with JetEngine. For instance, custom post types. You can create meta boxes, taxonomies, relations, options pages. You can create queries as well, a profile builder, a custom content types as well, and listings. So this is basically the main essential plugin, the JetEngine plugin, to create customized types of websites exactly the way you want. So basically, if you go to custom post types here, post types, okay, you will find this one, which is called jobs vacancies, which is this one here. Okay, so if you click on this now, you will have the post type name. So basically, this is what's displaying here. Now you might call this differently. You know, you can feel free to change this value here to something else. The only value you shouldn't change is this one here, because this one is being reused throughout the whole website. So if you change this, the website is not going to work anymore. So make sure not to touch this one. Feel free to modify this one or any of the meta fields underneath. So let me show you here. So meta fields basically are fields that are within this post type basically, okay? So as you can see here, we have salary, job description, requirement, work conditions, and responsibilities. Now, if you go to the front end, let's open any jobs. This one here is an example. So right on top, we have the salary, job description, requirements, work condition, and responsibilities. And this is what we have here: salary, job description, requirement, work condition, and responsibilities. Now, if you wanted to tweak this around, maybe add a field or remove a field, you can easily remove a field by using the trash can here. Just delete it, okay? And then after this, you can create your own. So let's say you wanted to add an extra field, for instance, maybe let's say work hours or something like this, okay? So new meta field. So right here, you're going to put the label. So working hours, okay? And then you have the name ID. So if you click outside that box, it will create it automatically, but you can customize this as you see fit. It could be something else, obviously, you know. Scroll down the page. What type of object is this? This is a field. And then you have type of field. So this could be text, could be date, time, text area. So text area would be a bigger field like this one that they can expand and type a bit of text, you know. You also have maybe a radio button, in which case you can only select one option. Select is basically a drop-down menu like this one, okay? And then you have checkbox. So it's the same as radio button, but you can select multiple options. Could be number, color picker, and so on and so on. So in our case here, let's go maybe for the text area or something like this, you know. I'm just going to select, for instance, text area. And then you can add a description, and then the field width, maybe 100% in our case here, be fine, you know. So what I'm going to do is basically update this now, okay? And now if you go back to the top, let's go to our actual job vacancies. I'm going to open this in a new tab, okay, just like this, and then edit one of them. Very good. And as you can see here, all the different fields. So we have salary, job description, requirement, work condition, responsibilities. And now we have an additional field, which is obviously empty here. because we only added it, there's no information. So here they could maybe put night shift, 9 to 5 or whatever it is, and then visitors will know exactly what the working hours are, and all you have to do after this is click save, obviously. So this is basically how you can customize the content of your post types. Now if you go to the jobs vacancies tab here, you will find location, type and category as well. So what is this exactly? Well, it will help you to break down all your listings into categories, into types, and also by location. Now you might add something else here again, this is really up to you, okay? So let me show you where these are now. Again, this is part of JetEngine, and this time instead of post types, this is taxonomy. So if you click on this, and there we have our custom taxonomies list. So we have location again, type and category. So what is taxonomies exactly? Well, it's a fancy word basically to say it's a different folder, a different way of categorizing your data, your information. And to break it down, as you can see, you have your jobs. So this is the main category, and taxonomies would be subfolders in order to break things down in smaller chunks. That's basically how this works, okay? So if you go and have a look at your vacancy category here, there you go. So this is your name again. This is the slug again. Don't change this one. You can change this if you want to, okay? This is linked to which type of post. As you can see, you have jobs here. So this is basically under the jobs section. So this is the main category, and then your taxonomy is basically how to break things down here by category here under the job section, which is this one here, okay? And then if you scroll down again, you have a few meta fields. So this one has an icon, and is it popular? It's a switcher, okay? So how does this work? Well, if you go back to another tab here, as you can see, you have your category. If I click on this, these are all the different categories that are being used on the website. So we have accounting, admin support, administration, and so on and so on. So these are all the different fields, all the different industries. And by the side here, when you want to create a new one, you type the name, the slug, and you can add an icon. And is it popular? Yes or no? So let's have a look at one of them here. For instance, I don't know, accounting. Very good. So accounting, this is a popular one, and this is the icon here, okay? So let's have a quick look in the front end. So if you go back here, remember we had the popular job categories, and we have accounting as part of them. This is the one here, okay? And right here, as you can see, this is part of the popular job categories. So how does this work? Again, this has to be switched on. If it's switched on, it will show up in the front end here. So I'm going to show you how to customize this, obviously, So for this, we need to create a filter, and we need to create a listing as well. So there are a few steps involved, but I'm going to show you all the ins and outs how to create this. But first step is the main structure, which is basically this one here. So we have our custom post types, we have our taxonomies now, okay? So next, if you look by the side here, we have the jobs and vacancies. So we've covered that, but we also have work experience, portfolio, and right here we have apply for a job. So what is this exactly? Well, these are not post types, these are not taxonomies, these are called custom content types. So if you click on this now, this is where you'll find them. As you can see, work experience, portfolio, and apply for a job. So let's discover one of them together, okay? So let's go ahead maybe with the portfolio first. Very good. So this is the title, and this is the slug. Again, you cannot modify this. And right here, as you can see, this is the database table name. And this is why I like Crocoblock so much. There is literally no coding involved. If you had to create this table name here, you would have to open PHPMyAdmin, create the table name, create all the content types and everything, and break things down from within PHPMyAdmin, which is very complex, actually, Whereas here, it's all done for you just by using their plugins, So right here, as you can see, you have the menu icon, which is this one. It's called dash icon list view, which is basically what we have here, okay? Now you could change this for anything else. So if you click on this, you could select another thing altogether. So maybe if you select a paintbrush, okay? And then update content. Very good. Now if we refresh, there you go. As you can see, now we have a paintbrush instead of the list, okay? So that's really up to you, whatever you want to display here, whatever you think is more relevant to the portfolio section here. So if you scroll down the page, you will find the different fields. So we have the work name, media, work link, and work description. So again, to explain this, we're going to go to another tab here. We go to portfolio, click on this. And if you open any of them, so we have the author here is Wood, edit. And right here, what do we have? Work name, media, work link, work description. And these are basically our 4 fields, okay? This time, like we said, these are called custom content types. So how does this work in the front end? Well, this is part of the resume section. Very good. So let's look for this person here. That's called, let's go back here, Wood. Okay, so who is this now? Let me see, maybe second page. Christine Wood, that's her here. So click on this. And there you go. If you scroll down the page, this is where you have the portfolio, okay? So as you can see, you have 1, 2, 3 different items part of the portfolio. And if you go back here, as you can see, you have 1, 2, 3 uploaded by the same person, okay? So if you open the first item here, ID 56, edit, we have green, we have this image here, example, and then valid, whatever it is, the description here, okay? So this is the one. And then if you open the second one, go back to portfolio, open this one. And this is the purple one. This is the one here. And then finally, we have the third one, this one here, which should normally be the red one. Very good. And then if you go back here, this is the one. And now they can click on it. And it will open up and you have the summary of the content of this. Okay, so this is basically the landing, example.com, and then the description. And this is exactly what we have here. Okay. Now, we're going to go through step by step. I'm going to show you how you can customize this page as well, the professional summary, as it is called here, okay? And then we have the same principle here. So if you go back to custom content type, we also have work experience, which is this one here, okay? If you click on this, again, all you have to do is to change this, maybe just experience or whatever it is. Again, you cannot change those two. These are linked already and built from within the database. If you scroll down, you have the icon here. So if you look by the side, this is 1, 2, 3, like a listicle. Feel free to change that. Again, all you have to do is click on this, change the logo, okay? And scroll down the page. What do we have here? We have job title, company name, company logo, responsibilities, start date and end date. So technically, this is all you need, you know. I think that's well looked after. So if you go back here and have a quick look, we have here the work experience, so iOS developer, and the responsibilities from September to May 2022 here. And if you go back here, let's look for Kristen. That's her here, I suppose. Edit. And there it is. I can see iOS developer, Aquent UK. And this is Aquent UK. This is the same company. So this is basically her work experience. So now let's say if you wanted to add an extra field here, maybe the type of contract she was under, maybe it's a temporary work, interim, maybe it's full-time or something like this, okay? So you might need this type of information for other employers to know exactly how the working conditions. So you could go back here, and again, we go to JetEngine, custom content types, you know, you edit your work experience here, and then you go down to your fields, obviously, you know, and you can add a new field, maybe type of contract, okay? The name will be filled automatically. This is a field. And then you can select the type. So in this case, you know what? Let's do a select here, or maybe a radio button, okay? Just to show you how this works as well. So you can add a new option here. So let's say full-time, okay? And then you can copy and paste this here. So maybe part-time this time, okay? So Control-C, Control-V. And then maybe interim. I'm just going to add 3 here, okay? Just as an example. You might add more if you need, obviously. And then click update. Very good. So now if you go back to this one here, basically, okay, and then refresh, you will find another field here. So basically, when your visitors will upload this online, they will now be presented with an extra field that they can select. So maybe she was working for Aquent here as an iOS developer, and it was maybe full-time, part-time, or maybe just interim, you know, whichever way. And then you can save this, and that's basically how this works and how you can customize your custom content type. So, and then also towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you how you can customize this as well and display all that information here, the contract type as well, obviously, you know. Very good. So now let's consider how your visitors can actually upload jobs and resumes and all that, okay? So the first thing we need to do is to open this maybe in a new tab. So what I'm going to do is fetch the URL here of our website, Control-C, and I'm going to open this in another web browser. So here in this case, I'm just going to open Firefox, okay? Just like this, okay? Very good. So this is our website, and we are not logged in on this browser here. So what I can do is either log in or sign up. So let's pretend we're brand new to the website, and we want to upload maybe our resume, or perhaps as an employer as well, okay? So sign up. Now, as you may have noticed, we left the website. Now, we're not on our website anymore. We're on the demo.crocoblock.com website. So basically, we have to change the links that are attached to those ones here. And now we go back to our actual website right here. and then we go to the backend, and then from here we're going to go to Crocoblock, and we're going to go to Theme Builder. So right here, as you can see, this is header and footer. So if you hover on top, you have the 3 dots here, and you can edit the content. It will open up in a new tab. Very good. So we can close this here. And if you click on this one here, which is the sign up and login, click on that. And you can have the register link as well, and the logout link. So if you click on this, as you can see, it says demo.crocoblock.com and then /. Okay. Well, basically everything that's before the trailing slash, replace it with your actual web address. So here in this case, it's job.learnwithmrweb.com. Okay. And then update. So that's just done with the sign up. And then you can do the same with my account and login. If you click on this, as you can see by the side again, it's HTTPS demo Crocoblock. So go towards the end, and whatever is before the trailing slash here, replace with your actual web address. And now we can update this. Very good. So now if you go back to the other web browser and refresh, if you click on sign up, we will remain on the same website. As you can see, job.learnwithmrweb.com / registration, because we are not registered yet. Okay, so right here you have 2 different types of users. You have employees and companies. So let's say if you wanted to register as an employee, you'll have this form here. So as you can see, you have nickname, first and last name, work email, password, date of birth, and mobile phone. But if you wanted to register as a company, it's a different form altogether. It's email address, password, and then company details here, as you can see, okay? So where are those forms, and how can you customize them as well? Maybe you want to ask a different set of information. Maybe you want to add another field here underneath or anywhere on the form. So we go back to our main website here in the back end, and this time we're going to go to JetFormBuilder. So this is another plugins from Crocoblock. So click on that. And you have all the different forms that are being used on your website. And if you scroll down, you will spot those 2 here: registration employee, registration company. So if you wanted to open this maybe in a new tab, and let's do the same with this one. And I'm going to show you how you can customize this as well. So this is the employee. Okay, so close this. So right here, as you can see, you have nickname, first and last name, work email, password, date of birth, and mobile phone, which is exactly what we have. If you go back here, so as you can see, employee, this is exactly what we have. Okay, so now let me show you how you can customize this. So that's very simple actually, so all you have to do is to add a field. So if you scroll down the page here, in between those 2, if you click anywhere, maybe in between the 2, okay, you have the plus sign, and then you can browse all. So as you can see by the side, these are all the JetForm fields. So you have a calculated field, captcha field, what do we have, a date field, and so on and so on. Okay, so depending on what you want to ask, you can select any of those. So here, as an example, I'm just going to select a text field, okay, this one here, and then you can add a label. So if you click on this, okay, by the side you can see the field name, the form field name, field description, and then the value. So here I'm going to put the field name, so I'm just going to put test field, okay, and right here the field name, it will fill out automatically. As you can see, test_field. It's very important to use underscores here, okay? And field description. So maybe please enter your test field. Okay, it's just an example, obviously, here. I'm going to click update, okay? And if we go back to our front end and refresh, as you can see, if you scroll down, now you have the test field. So I can't come up with nothing here. Feel free to add whatever you want. I'm just showing you how this works, okay? So if you go back here now, let's go back to our main website. I'm just going to delete this for now, okay? So it's just to show you how this works. So here we go, and delete, and then update. And it's basically the same principle here. If you go to the company registration, as you can see, you have all the different fields: email, password, confirm password, your company website, and so on. So if you wanted to change this, for instance, instead of your company's site, perhaps you want to change this to your company's website, click update, and that's basically it. And again, you can add as many fields as you want, and they will be mapped automatically. So how does this work now? So if you go back to this one here, and you go to JetForm, these are basically all your different settings, okay? As you can see, you have the form settings here, you have validation that you can enable, so you can enable honeypot as well to avoid spam and all that. And then you have the captcha feature as well that you can enable. And then you have the post submit action. So this is the most important part. When they're on your website and they click submit, what will happen? What we need to do with this one, obviously, this is employee registration. You want to create a new user. So this is register user, okay? And then we have connect relation items 3 times here. So what is this exactly? So for this, we have to go back to the WordPress dashboard and we go back to JetEngine. And as you can see, I have relations. So I'm going to just open this in a new tab again, okay? So I'm going to put it here in between. So right there, you can see I have users by location, users by vacancy type, and users by category. So this is called relations, okay? So what is this? Well, basically, it's going to link a certain type of data to another type of data. So let's go back to our form and click on this. So if you click on the pencil here, you will see what it does. So this one is using users by location. This one is using the user by vacancy type. And this one is going to use the user by category. So that means that every user that's created on your website will be linked to those 3 relations automatically, as you can see, thanks to those 3 different actions here, okay? So if you go back here, you can see we have category, vacancy type, and location. So let's open one of them, okay? So category here. So this is the name, and we have the parent object, child object, and relation type. So what does that mean exactly? Well, it's very simple. That means that you have the users and you have those categories. And the relation between those two is many to many. So you could have one-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-many. So what does that mean? Well, that means that you can have many users linked to many different categories. So that means that it will work both ways, okay? You have many categories assigned to many different users, okay? Now, if you go back to our relations here and discover the next one, as you can see, vacancy type and location, they have the exact same format. So as you can see, taxonomy terms, vacancy type, and then mixed users, many to many, and many to many. So that means that there are many users linked to different types of vacancies and many vacancies linked to different users, okay? So this is basically how this works, and this is why this is recorded here this way. Now, after this, so first we're going to register the user, link them to all these different categories and different relations. And then after this, we will display a pop-up. So if you click on this, as you can see, this is fetched from JetPopup, and it will display the congratulations employee. So again, we go back to the WordPress dashboard, have a quick look here, okay? And this time, like we said, we're going to check a JetPopup. So this is another plugin, yet again. Click on this one, and we're going to look for the one that's called congratulations, okay? Congratu. And then let's search. So the congratulations employee and congratulations company. So if you hover on top, you can edit the content with Elementor. So let me right click and open in a new tab. I'm going to slide it here. We can close this one now. And as you can see, this is the content of your pop-up window, and you can customize this very easily. All you have to do is click on this, and by the side, you can customize the content here, okay? And this pop-up will basically display once they have submitted the form, just to confirm that it's gone through. And then obviously you do the same with the company registration. Technically speaking, everything is ready to go, but I just wanted to show you this just in case you wanted to make some modifications, so you know how it works basically in the backend and how the main structure works, especially those relations here that are very important, obviously, to be able to fetch information, filter information, and display information exactly the way you want in the front end. So one more thing when it comes to the registration form here, if you scroll down the page, you will notice there is something called next page. So as you can see, this is called a form page break, okay? And then after this, you will go to general here and ask another set of information, salary and so on, and then next. So you can break this down in different pages. You can see the next page is related to your education. Then you have your languages, and so on and so on, and after that save, okay? So let me show this from the front end. So basically, if you enter your personal information here, it will ask you for your email address and so on and so on. So I'm just going to create a user here and then click next. And as you can see, this is the second step here. It's going to ask me for the general information now, and then I'm going to fill this out, okay? So I'm going to do that very quickly, register one user as an employee, and I'm going to create an employer as well. So there you go. So this is the employee created now. So you can go to my profile, and there you go. As you can see, this is my profile, and I can customize everything once I've logged in. So there's a lot more information that's required, obviously, but the essential ones are fetched automatically as you create your account. As you can see, you have a language, your salary, the type of job you're looking for, where you came from, and so on, okay? And now your visitors can actually complete their profile and then start applying for jobs. And I'm going to do the same as an employer. And for this, I'm going to yet open another type of browser. So this time, Microsoft Edge. Very good. So let me zoom in. So maybe 200%, and we're going to sign up. And this time as a company. So I'm going to go through all the steps again and then register. There you go. Congratulations. So this is done. And now we can check our company. So as you can see, we have all the essential information here, and you can now fill out your profile and add all the information as required. So now as a company, once I've created my account, I can add jobs as well, So first update your profile, obviously, and then we can post a job. So you can either click here or here, either way is fine, If I click on post a job, basically there you go, job posting, and you can put the title, the different categories, and follow the steps one by one. So now let's quickly go back to our form here. So this is basically our employee form, okay? And at some stage, he will ask you for some set of information here to select the type of vacancy and category that you want to apply to, okay? And this one here is called glossary, as you can see, skills. So what is a glossary? So let me show you here from the back end. And again, we go to JetEngine. So click on JetEngine itself this time. And right here, as you can see, you have a few different options, including glossaries. So right here, languages, user skills, and the number of employees. So if you click on user skills here, it will expand. And this is where you can add all the different skills required. So these are basically terms that you can use interchangeably for employers and employee. You don't have to type them again. You can fetch them basically from this pool here. All you go is link this to the glossaries and they'll be there. And as you can see, the same here with languages. So feel free to add as many as you want, and the same with the numbers of employees. So this way, basically, it will fetch information from the glossaries. You can amend this and change this and add or remove any set of information literally whenever you want without affecting the structure of your main website. So this is what glossaries are for, okay? Okay, so let's go back to the employees screen here, okay? So this is from my account. And as you can see, you have a quick summary of all of my experience here. You have professional summary, work experience, portfolio, and skills. So how can you customize this page if you want to change this and put your own spin to it, okay? So as you can see here, it says summary. It should be summary with the A here. So where is that page basically? Okay, so for this, we go back to the WordPress dashboard again. Very good. And from here, you would think it's the page. So if you go to pages, as you can see all your different pages here, you might think this is the profile page, but if you open this in a new tab, as you can see, this is not the actual page. The reason why is because it's using a template. So if you go to templates now and scroll down the page, you will find a parcel info template. Now, if you view this in a new tab, you will see this is the actual one, okay? So why is it using a template rather than a page? Well, it's very similar to a page, except that here you can fetch dynamic content and display it based on different rules. So if you were to edit this one, so parcel info, edit with Elementor, so open in a new tab. And there you go, as you can see here, we have about the company, company photo and jobs. And if you scroll down, this one is the other side. So we have company profile and employee profile here on the same page. So how do you know which one should display and how does this work? Well, if you click on the main section here, okay, so this is your layout about the company and all that. So if you go to advanced, you go to dynamic visibility, as you can see, there is a rule here. Hide element if conditions is met. So what's the condition? Well, it will not display on mobile device, and also if the user is an employee, subscriber, or contributor. So if it's an employee, it will not show this one. This is just for companies, okay? And then if you scroll down and click on the other section here, you go to advanced, dynamic visibility. Again, hide element if conditions are met. It will not display on mobile devices. And it will not display if it's a company, because this is for the employee profile page, okay? So that's basically why we use a template, because a template you can add additional conditions that if they are met, well, basically you're going to display one or the other. So let's have a look at this one here as an example. As you can see, professional summary. If you wanted to edit this, click on it. You can go and change and modify this typo here. Okay, and just underneath, what will you display underneath? Well, basically, professional summary should display our description, okay? Click on that. And as you can see, it's going to fetch this from the metadata. And the meta field we're going to fetch here is description. As you can see, you have the employee user field, and it's going to select the description. So remember, if you go back here now to our WordPress dashboard, you go to JetEngine, we go to meta boxes. If you go to the employee section, scroll down the page. These are all our meta fields. Remember that we created them. So you have description, work position, and so on and so on. And this is basically what is being fetched here. This is the description underneath our user field metadata. So this is what will display there, okay? So if you go by the side, as you can see, you have languages. So you can edit the content here as well if you wanted to. You can change the content here that will display underneath. In our case, you will fetch again this field, which is languages. And the same for education, the same for resume, visibility, and so on. So that's basically how you can customize this page here. Now, if you wanted to change the color, click on this, you go to style, you can change the background color. Maybe you want a grayish color here or something like this, you know. There you go. So this will change the look and feel of your website. So let's say our website is maybe using blue. So I'm going to add light blue here, perhaps, okay? A very light blue like this. And then we're going to save this, update, and let's go back to the employers page in the front end. And there you go, as you can see, this has been changed to a light blue in the background, and then we've corrected the typo here as well. So next step, as you can see, you have all these pencils. So if I click on any of them, that means that I can edit. And if I click on the plus sign, that means that we can add content, okay? So if I click on this one, this is where I can type my summary, okay? And if I click plus, this is where I can add something to it. So this is a form again here, okay? So where can you change these and how can you customize this again? Well, we go back to the WordPress dashboard. Very good. And then from here, we're going to go to JetPopup because these are all pop-up windows, okay? And then you can look for the professional summary. So I'm just going to put summary here. I think that's how it was typed anyways, you know? There you go. So edit summary for employees. And then you can edit this with Elementor. So click on that. As you can see, I've edited summary. Again, there's a typo here, so we can change this perhaps. Now, as you can see, this is displaying inside the pop-up window and it's fetching a form. So the form basically is, again, if you go back to the WordPress dashboard, we go to JetFormBuilder, okay, here. And I look for the summary again, you know, SUMMUR, summary, search. And this is edit summary for employees. Click on that. And now we can change the title here, okay? Summary. And then if you click update and save this, and we go back here and refresh, and there you go. Now this is the proper spelling. And again, you can customize literally everything. If you wanted to add something here, maybe a heading on top, you know, and then here you can type whatever you want, okay? Maybe you want to mention that this is part of the user profile, okay? If I click update, and now let's go back to the front end, and let's click on this again to edit. Very good. And as you can see, now you have user profile here, edit summary. So you can customize this again as you see fit. And then obviously you would do the same with all the different pop-ups here that are showing up in the front end. So like for instance, work experience, portfolio, general information, languages, and so on and so on. Okay, so now let me show you how you can customize your homepage, how you can set this up here, the search feature, and also how you can display all these different categories, how you can list all the jobs here and all this. Okay, so this is the next step now. So again, we go back to our WordPress dashboard, and this time we're going to go to pages because this is a page. This is our home page. As you can see, there it is. It says front page, and now we can edit with Elementor. Excellent. So if you're not familiar with Elementor, basically by the side you have all the different elements which are called widgets that you can drag and drop on your page and design exactly what it is that you want. Okay, so if you go here, as you can see, this is a section. Inside the section we have a column, and inside of column we have a few different elements. As you can see, this one is a heading. Let's see, this one should be a button, and this one here is a filter, okay, and so on and so on. And this one, search filter. Okay, so let's start from top to bottom. So here, as you can see, you have 44 jobs available. So how is that information fetched? Well, if you click on the small pencil here, as you can see, this is a dynamic function. And how does it work exactly? If you click on it, as you can see, this is the function. This is a count. So it could have sum value, average value, maximum, minimum value, or a custom query altogether. It's going to fetch the data from the post, meta, salary, for only queries that are published in this section here in the category jobs, vacancies. And this is how you get this total here of 44 jobs available. Now that's up to you if you want to display this or not. If you don't want it, you can right click on it and delete and put something else, okay? So that's really up to you. If you wanted to put something else, perhaps another header, you can fetch this. You go to heading, drag and drop, type your text here. Okay, no, text, sorry. You can go to style, So let's change the color. We're going to select white. We can center this, okay? And we can change the size as well. So we can use the slider here, make it bigger. And again, this is really up to you. I think this is pretty handy, but when you start, if you don't have enough jobs on your website, you might look bad, So you could have this for the time being and then replace it afterwards once you have maybe 200 or 300 jobs available on your platform, and display this one instead, okay? So basically here, if you wanted to hide it and keep it just in case, or you don't have to type everything, you can basically go to advanced. And then here, instead of that, you can go to responsive. And then you can hide on desktop, hide on tablet, hide on mobile. So you can hide it all together. So you keep it there basically for when you're ready to go ahead and display it again. And then when this is time for you to display this on your website, when you have maybe 400 or 500 different jobs, you can then delete this one. And this will display how many jobs you have on the website, okay? So just underneath, as you can see, you have a search feature here. So how does this work? Okay, so let's click on this one here. So this is to search by keywords or job title. Click on that, and as you can see, this is a search filter, and the search filter that's been selected here is search title job. So where are these now? Well, again, we go back to the WordPress dashboard, and this time it's called JetSmartFilters. So this is another plugin from Crocoblock, JetSmartFilter. Okay, click on this, and it will reveal all the filters that are used on the website. So this one, like we said, is search title job. See, search title jobs, and this is the one here. So if you click on it, this is basically how a filter is working. So you put the title here, you select the type of filter. So this one is a search, but it could also be select, checkbox, radio button, and so on, okay? So in this case, this is a search. These are your labels. This is what's visible in the front end, okay? So this is basically how it looks in the front end, keyword or job title. And right here, this is the same feature. And the filter will apply for obviously JetEngine and apply as Ajax. So Ajax basically it will return the result once you click on search without having to reload the page. That's basically what it means, okay? So this is broken down in 3 different sections. So you have the keyword, set location, and then search. So if you click on this one, set location, as you can see, you have city, select job. So if you go back to your filters, all filters, scroll down the page, and then you have city, select job, okay? Click on this. And again here, this one is going to be a type select because it's a drop-down menu, this one, compared to the other one. And the data source will be applied to taxonomies. So if you go back to the front end and click on this, as you can see, this is a drop-down menu, and we'll show all the different taxonomies in this instance, locations, okay? And now if you were to run an actual search, if you click on this, look for Liverpool and then search, there you go. As you can see, 14 jobs found. We still have a search feature, but here at the bottom, as you can see, these are all the listings that do match this location. And right here, you can narrow this down even further, maybe full-time, internship, volunteers. And as you can see, you have the amount of jobs related to this that are actually in the Liverpool area. So here again, this is a different page. So I'm going to show you how to customize this as well, okay? But first, let's go back to our homepage. So let's move on to the next section here, the popular job category. So if I click on this here, you will see that this is called listing grid. And if you go here and look at the jobs, this section here, right there, this is also a listing grid. So I'm going to show you how this works, and this will apply to any pages that are listing items like this, okay? So now let's go back to the WordPress dashboard for a moment. And then from here, we're going to go to JetEngine, and this time listings. So this is where you're going to create all the listings. Every time you have listings in the front end, like we have here, this is basically where you go. So when you create a listing, all you have to do is design just one item. So as you can see, you have an icon and then the title here, okay? This is all you need to do. And then after this, once we insert this, as you can see here inside our page, we're going to create a listing grid. So a listing grid will insert as many items as you want from your listing. As you can see, 5 columns and 10 in total. So again, like I said, you only need to design one, and this is how it's going to create a list, okay? So back to our list here, and we scroll down the page, we're going to find a category listing, and we're going to edit with Elementor. Very good. And like I said, you only have to design one of them, okay? So as you can see, if you click on this, this is dynamic image, and this one is a dynamic field. So again, this is dynamic content that we're going to fetch from the database. So what do we need to display here? So we're going to display an icon. So where do you fetch this icon from? Well, again, remember we created that initially. So you have the location icon, the type icon, and also the vacancy category icon. So this is the one that we need, obviously, you know. You also have company logo, user avatar, and so on. So the one we need here is the icon. Now, if you click on this, this is also a dynamic field, but this time we need the title, the name of the category, okay? So this is based on our post, custom post type. We go here and we're going to fetch the name, okay? So that's basically it. And now if you wanted to tweak things around a little bit, maybe click on this, you go to style, and you want to change the color a little bit, okay? So let's fetch again a bright blue like we had earlier on, okay? Maybe something like this, and let's update. And I'm going to show you what it is going to do in the front end. So you will refresh now. Excellent. As you can see, those are with a blue background. And as you may have noticed, this one is slightly different. Actually, it's not bad at all, you know. This is to display all the categories, but maybe you want it to be in a different color as well. So where is this one? If you go back here and exit out of this, go back to your WordPress dashboard. If you go over to JetEngine listings again, and you scroll down the page, you will notice there's a category listing one, more button. And this is what it is, more button, okay? And you can edit this one as well. So edit with Elementor and now fetch the content here. And maybe you're just gonna add a border altogether, okay? So I'm gonna put a solid line, let's say 1 pixel, and we're gonna select the color. So I'm gonna select maybe a blue again, okay? Maybe slightly darker this time, okay? So update, and let's go back to the home page and refresh. And see what it looks like, and there you go. So what we need maybe is rounded borders here, okay? So we go to border radius, and we can try maybe 10, okay? So update, and again, let's go here and refresh. Excellent. So these are the exact same, you know? So that looks actually very nice. So this is how you can create your listings. So if you scroll down, as you can see, a featured job. So this is also a listing, okay? So if you go back to your home page here, and then click on this, as you can see, it says jobs listing main. So again, we exit out of this. We go back to JetEngine, listings, and let's look for jobs listing main. So this is the one here, edit with Elementor. And this is what your listing looks like. Again, you can customize literally everything that you want here. So remember at the start of our video, we added the working hours. So maybe you can add this here, okay? So what we can do is maybe duplicate this. Very good. So this could be used as our working hours. So perhaps you can add a little text here in between. So if you grab either heading or a text editor here, either way is fine. I think we're going to go with text for this one. And then now we can type maybe working hours. Okay, working hours. And then we can customize this obviously. So we can go to style and we're going to change the font. Okay, so maybe the size, we're going to go for something about like this, maybe 16. And maybe let's try semi-bold, maybe just bold, okay, just like this. I think it's about the same size as this one, which is great, okay. And then here we need to enter the working hours. So as you can see, we're going to fetch this as a metadata. And there, and right there, remember, we created working hours. So we can insert this. And there you go, as you can see now, 9 to 5, with lunchtime between 12:30 and 1:30 p.m. And then we can click update. And that's basically how you can customize this section here that will display in the front end. So let me refresh very quickly. So the only one that's been changed here is this one here, is the receptionist one. I added the content here, obviously, you know, but you will have to do so obviously with all your job vacancies. Once they fill this out, it should basically display in the front end, okay? So there you go. As you can see, now we have receptionist, description and all that, and we also have the working hours right here displaying in the front end. Now, if the field was empty, so let's say if we look at this one here, insurance agent, as you can see, this field is empty. You could hide this as well if you wanted to. All you have to do is go back here, and as you can see, if you scroll down the page, you have hide if value is empty. If you enable this, you will hide it, obviously, you know, in which case you might remove the heading here. Okay, delete this, and I'm going to show you a little trick. And right there at the front of this, we're going to display basically working hours. So if you scroll down the page, you have the customized field output. And here we have the $S, which is basically the content here. Now you could put a space and then put working hours, semicolon. There you go, it will display, and now it will apply to the whole content here. It will hide if the value is empty, okay? So if you go to the front end now and refresh, as you can see here, receptionist, we have the working hours, but it's not here because that field is empty for those listings here, obviously, you know. And then how do you define how many you're going to display here in the front end? Well, it's very simple. If you go back here, click on the item itself, you can see how many columns you have. One column, and you're displaying post number 10, okay? So this is basically what this is, and you have the lazy load as well. So basically here, it's going to load 10 of them, and if you click on see all, it's going to open up in the new page, then you know. But on the home page itself, as you can see, this is a lazy load, which will not overload your server if you have loads of visitors coming and querying your database at the same time, obviously, you know. Now, if you were to display two different columns, let's see what it looks like. As you can see, you will fetch the same layout basically, but it will display in two different columns. So again, this is really up to you, depending how you display it, how you design it as well. You can select any of those options here. These are pretty self-explanatory anyways. And then after that, you can customize literally everything on your page. You know, if you scroll down the page, as you can see here, we have those icons. We have poster job as well. So here, how does this work? Click on it. As you can see, this is an image carousel. Maybe you can display logos of companies you work with or something like this, you know. Now, if you don't want it, you can basically delete this all together. And if you thought you made a mistake, you want it back, you can go here to history and then go one step backwards. And there you go. Everything is back the way it was. So let me scroll down. There it is. So this is all back here, okay? So that's basically how you can customize your home page. So let's have a look at the other pages here. So you have jobs and resumes. So click on jobs. So on the job page, we've covered that already. And let's have a look at the resumes. Okay. And there you go. So this is the list of our resumes. So if you wanted to customize this again, all you have to do is go back here to your WordPress dashboard. As you can see, this is all the different pages. And this one would be Find Resume. Again, if you edit with Elementor, you will have the content of your page. Again, as you can see here, this is a count. Remember, query count, how many resumes are found. These are all your search filters here. And if you click on that, this is basically the employee listings. And if you go back here, if you go to JetEngine listings, and you look for the employee listings main, I think this is the one here. And this should be the employee listing mains. And if you edit this with Elementor again, you can customize everything right here, okay? So again, guys, this is basically how you can customize your full job board here and make it exactly your own. So now there's only one thing left. We need to change our logo here and make sure that the footer section is nicely done as well. So again, we go back to the WordPress dashboard. And for this, we're going to go to Crocoblock. We go to Theme Builder. And remember here, we have the main header and the main footer. And if you click on this, edit content, you can do the same with your footer, edit content. So let's have a look at our header first. So I'll click on this. Now we can change the logo. All you have to do is delete this one, click on this, and then select file. As you can see, I have two different logos here. Upload them, and then select. Very good. As you can see, it is there. Now, if you want it to resize it, grab the handle here, and you can slide left or right until it's the right size, you know. And you can do the same in Retina mode. So select this one. In Retina mode should be high resolution. As you can see, this one is 2000 by 425, which is high resolution. And then select. Very good. And click update. Let's put this to the test. Let's go back to the home page and refresh. Excellent. As you can see, we have our own logo now. And then let's take care of the footer section. So right here, as you can see, you have a few different links. So this is basically a footer menu. And this is footer menu 2. So where are those menus? Well, again, back to the WordPress dashboard. This time we go to Appearance, Menus, and then you can select the one that you want to customize. So footer menu 1, select. As you can see, you have home page, find resumes, find jobs. So these are your pages. So if you click on here on view all, these are all the pages that you have. Home, account, find a job, find resumes, and so on, okay? So if you wanted to add something here, you can easily do so. All you have to do is basically drag and drop it, okay? So if you, select it. So let's say if I wanted to have registration company, registration employees, add to menu. There you go. This is how you can add them. And now if you wanted to edit the content, you can basically type whatever you want here as well, you know. So I'm just going to remove those two here for now. Just remove, and this one remove. Okay. And once you're done, obviously click Save Menu. And you'll do the same with the other one, Menu 2. And as you can see, this is one employee profile, company profile, and job single. So you can find them here. And then you also have custom links. If you want to create something specific, I don't know, linking back to an internal page or maybe a PDF file or something, you can type the URL here, okay, and put the title here of your button to the link, and that's basically how it is. Okay, now there is more items that you can add. There's pages, posts, custom links, and categories, but if you only go on top here, screen options, as you can see, you have vacancy locations, vacancy types, and vacancy categories. So if you wanted to add your categories, you can do that as well. And as you can see, you have them all here: hotel, restaurant, IT, etc., etc. So you could have maybe a special column just with this, you know. That's really up to you. You can add them right here as well. Or perhaps you'd like to add them to your main menu section. So you could have jobs, resumes, and categories. Okay, let me show you how you can do that. So if you go to your main menu now, select, as you can see, you have jobs and resumes. Jobs and resumes. If you were to add a new one, so let's add maybe a custom link, and here I'm going to put a hashtag, call this one categories. Okay, categories, sorry. There you go, add to menu, and underneath this we're going to add our different categories here. So view all, and I'm going to select them all, okay, one by one. Select all here, okay, then add to menu. Very good. And now we're going to indent them. So basically just like this, move them all by the side a little bit, incremental, just like this, just like this. So there you go, and then you can save the menu. And let's go back to the front end and refresh. And now you have all your categories. If I hover on top, as you can see, you can select a specific one. So if I was to look, for instance, I don't know, retail, see if there's anything in retail. There you go, these are all the jobs related to retail. And if I hover on top again and look for something maybe related to web development here, we're going to find this one and this one. Okay, so that's really up to you. You can add them here, or perhaps you can create a different series here at the bottom and add them to your footer section as well. And then you have your social media icons here. All you have to do is basically click on this, and this is social icons. As you can see, all you have to do is to add them, select the icon, and then here you're going to put the link to your Facebook page, to your landing page. And that's basically it. Now, if you wanted to delete one, so let's say you don't use LinkedIn anymore, but you want to add YouTube, you can look for YouTube here, put the YouTube logo, insert. This is the link to your YouTube channel, and then update. And if you go to the home page and refresh, there you go. As you can see, now you have YouTube instead of LinkedIn. Very good. And one last thing, as you may have noticed throughout the tutorial, we have an error message here by the side. So what is this exactly? Well, this is the reCAPTCHA, just to avoid a spam and all that. Okay. So to fix this, all we have to do is go back to the WordPress dashboard. We go to Crocoblock, and now we go to Jet Plugins Settings. And right there under Jet Blocks, you have integrations. And this is where you have to enter your reCAPTCHA key V3. So you can enable this or disable this. If you disable it, well, this will disappear basically, you know. Now, if you want to use it, which is pretty handy, all you have to do is click on this link here. It will bring you to the Google Console website, and then feel free to set this up and then copy and paste it here. So there you go, guys. This is how you can build a beautiful and really professional job board website from scratch. Now, if you want to give it a go, as always, I'll leave all the links in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.